Good evening and welcome to Chicago Tonight. I'm Eddie Arruza. Good evening and welcome to the Week in Review. I'm Eddie Arruza. Good evening and welcome to the Friday Night Show. I'm Eddie Arruza. I'm Eddie Arruza. In tonight for Robert Jordan. Here's what's new at 9. Hola y bienvenidos a Ventana a Chicago, su programa comunitario en el cual le damos una vista a los acontecimientos y la actualidad en la comunidad latina. Yo soy Eduardo Arruza. Gracias por su sintonía. The last time you were on Chicago Tonight was at the beginning of 2008. A presidential campaign was underway. You were backing your friend Hillary Clinton. But at that time, you had also written another book called Memo to the President-elect, to whoever would become the next president. That, of course, became Barack Obama. Tell us about what you included in that memo, some of the highlights, and has he followed them?
By the way, I gave it to President Obama, and I inscribed it with the audacity to hope that this book will be useful to you.
Do you feel that you have the support of City Hall? Are your hands tied at all in terms of either budget concerns or strategy development by anything happening at City Hall in the mayor's office?
The mayor, my feeling, and I hope that he says the same thing, he has my back 1,000%.
Do you have any assurances that the next elections will be free and fair and open?
I've no doubt. The next elections.
Why do you say no doubt?
I have no doubt because I think there are a number of mechanisms that have been put in place.
There are still questions about whether you have given a full account of your participation in the Weather Underground, whether you have any regrets, whether you should be issuing apologies. As you get older, you have grandchildren now. Do you feel that you need to open up any more, offer any apologies, issue any regrets?
Well, you know, I've written 2 memoirs about those days, and Tom Frank, a Chicago author, described one of my memoirs as a book-length regret.
Some would argue with you that it's not the American people as a whole that are backing you or your party or the Tea Party movement, that if anything, they have sent a new Congress there to try to reach agreement on all of these difficult and pressing issues, and this Congress is not doing that. Do you believe, though, that then you are part of the problem rather than the solution?
Respectfully, I totally disagree with your premise. We were sent there to stop what this president's doing.
Mr. Madeleine, during our course of talking to all of you before you appeared on the show tonight, Commissioner Sufferton told one of our producers that the state's attorney's office is essentially being run today the same way it was nearly half a century ago. You've been there for 2 decades, as has Ms. Alvarez. What have you done or recommended to change things, to streamline, to bring it into the 21st century?
Thank you for asking, because I've been called the status quo candidate, and I've been anything but that.
Obviamente los que están aquí indocumentados no pueden votar, los que están aquí de residencia permanente no pueden votar, tienen que ser ciudadanos de Estados Unidos. Así que cuando se mira a dónde están los votantes latinos, se tiene que ver en la Florida, quizás en Nueva York, pero menos aquí en Illinois, California y Texas, ¿no es cierto?
Pero recuerda que después de todas estas marchas hubo un esfuerzo enorme por que los residentes se hicieran ciudadanos.
Well, as you mentioned, you met with the president of Lebanon, Mr. Lahoud, and you met with the president of Syria, Mr. Assad. But when you got to Israel, Prime Minister Olmert refused to meet with you. Was that a setback for you?
Well, no. I mean, the politics there are so very sensitive. I met with Connie Goldhauser, for example, whose husband is in captivity.
About 10 years ago, you did a movie called Two of Us, where you portrayed Paul McCartney. We have a little clip of that. Let's just show a few seconds of that.
Obviously, I didn't need you. I'm doing quite well without you now, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and your silly love songs.
There's a few things that jump out. Not only do you have his accent and his mannerism is down, but your signature blue eyes are not blue there. Was that done in post-production, or did you wear contacts for that?
They're not? I'm trying to remember. No, I'm trying to remember. I didn't. No, I wear contacts. No, I wore contacts. That's right. Absolutely. I wore contacts. Absolutely.
And then you later met Paul McCartney after doing this.
Yeah.
And you've become friends.
Yes.
Did he see this movie?
Yes.
What did he think?
He really liked it.
Thank you. I don't know if folks at home can see this, but you have the sheet music on the piano here, but I'm not sure that if anybody had the sheet music, it would sound quite like that.
No, I
not only for the artistry, but I think that you were improvising.
Yeah,
along the way,
I did. I've been writing a bunch of solo pieces, and I wrote them in such a way that I left room for improvisation.
But the heart of jazz is improvisation.
It is
isn't
improvisation.
So no piece is going to sound the same way twice.
Never, ever.